The obvious is we did not have a great start. Not real sure what was going on there, but we were a step slow, didn't take care of the ball. It looked like we were headed for a really problematic 40 minutes. Kudos to this team for being able to stay focused, turn it around, and give themselves an opportunity to compete in the last 2 minutes, which is what our goal always is. Um, there's big time plays all throughout the game, but obviously Joya Crawford there at the end with the big steal and layup. Caliyah is here with me for the first time, and I think it's really cool to have a point guard and a freshman point guard that I believe is one of the best in the country. And we're not able to do what we do without our entire team, but she's obviously a huge piece of that.
Going to Crawford's play there at the end, you guys were pressuring there a sixth-year player, right? She's obviously not a freshman or anything. Was that in the game plan to say, we think they're going to get it to the veteran, let's go and pressure that, or do you think she just made a play?
Joya Crawford defensively is the most fearless kid that I've ever coached. It doesn't matter to her how tall, how quick, how old, how experienced. None of those things matter to her. She plays with a sort of reckless abandon that makes a coach nervous sometimes. But in moments like that, you have to have that gumption about you to come up with those plays. The plan was just to keep them in front and to contest whatever shot they took. It was her 100% who believed she could go grab that ball and then be fast enough and good enough to lay it in.
ASU had an 18-point lead in the first quarter, and then there was a shift in the second quarter, and you guys just ran with it. What was the adjustment that warranted the win for you guys?
I think we went zone, and I think that they were off to such a good start. We just had to give them a different look. We haven't played a lot of zone here recently, and I think maybe there's a chance that they didn't think that we would because most people don't because, everyone knows that Arizona State and their entire coaching staff is really good, and they have talented kids, and they've had a lot of success. One of my really good friends, Stephanie Norman, is on that staff that had been at Louisville for more years than I can remember. So just winners, and so they're going to run something really good. And so we thought that maybe make miss and some zone may at least give them pause, right? Get them to think for a second or two because they're just such a good team. But mainly, I think breaking the game into pieces, looking at the clock and saying, hey, this is what we need. We need a 10-4 run. And we just so happened to end the half with a 13-1 run. So, again, the team just being locked in and focused.
Do you think there's, specific messaging to your team, or do you just think there's something in them to say, look, we're gonna go down and we're gonna fight until the very end? Because obviously this isn't the first time you guys have clawed back in certain situations.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's the way that we recruit, and then I think it's the culture that we instill once they get here, and I think it's just us being focused on the journey that we're on. Everyone knows we're young. Everyone knows that, the first game that Caliyah and Dee played in the same was the third conference game. Everybody knows all the details, right? Missed games here, hurt here, injury this, minute restriction here. This team has done a great job of shutting out the noise and staying focused on our journey because it's only us who knows what our challenges, adversity, and obstacles are. And to me, that's the biggest reason that we have an opportunity to fight back is we continue to instill in them not to allow anybody to infiltrate our space.
Caliyah, as a freshman, what was going through your mind as a fellow freshman came up with the big steal and score at the end?
I'm not going to lie, I didn't even see it. I was trying to get on the helpline, and then I just seen her running, and, it just brought a smile to my face. I said, go, go, go. And then she made it, and, it was just amazing, especially being close to Joya. That's my roommate, so, we've been through a lot of stuff. I'm not going to lie. So, seeing her have this moment, it was just amazing.
And then as the point guard of this team, what were those conversations like with your teammates when you guys are down to kind of rally together and pull out the win?
We got, it was a rough start. I'm not going to lie. A lot of turnovers and stuff like that, especially the live ball. She definitely put emphasis on limiting the live ball turnovers. So, just getting together and trusting each other because we know we're better than what we are. Not what we are, but what we showed in the first quarter. So, just getting together, having confidence in each other. Even when we're down, just keep pushing each other because we know we can claw back. So, just, having that confidence in each other.
With the bye week coming up, how will you kind of use that time off to get ready for the kind of next stretch of Big 12 play?
I think the most important thing is rest. We're going to rest and reset. The coaches are going to meet and talk a lot. We have to look at the remainder of the schedule, right, and break some things down and prioritize, right? At this point in the season, you don't want to practice for over 2 hours. You want to get in there, practice really hard, and get out. This team in particular has been challenged to rebound the ball, and I thought they did a tremendous job in the first half, and it made a big difference in our ability to get back into the game. So that's still going to be an emphasis. I don't care if we're in the middle or end of the season, we're going to do rebounding drills and bodies are going to hit and people are going to fall down and thumbs are going to get jammed because that's what the games are like in the Big 12. They're tough and they're aggressive and people play really hard. So we're going to prepare still and do our best to keep our rhythm. I think bye weeks can be great because you get to rest, but also you kind of get in the rhythm of playing games and then you just stop. So we're going to try to balance that the best we can.
As players, when you're a younger group and then you're facing off against a group that has a lot more experience, what's going through your mind in preparing for a game like this?
I'm not really thinking about age or nothing. I'm just thinking about competing. That's all. And that's everybody on our team, just compete because we know we got each other and we just going to fight to the end.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, what we wanted it to be from the beginning is that rebounding is the single most important thing. You can be really good defensively, and if you don't rebound the ball well, you're going to give up an easy 2 at the end. If you want to push in transition, which again, I think we have one of the best transition point guards in the country, you have to rebound the ball. And so we've been hammering this in, the importance of it. And sometimes when you have players that have less experience than the teams that you're competing against, they are coming from a level where they're just able to rebound the ball because they're bigger, taller, stronger, more athletic. And I think what they found out early on is that's not enough. And so what I'm hoping is that it's saying that we are making progress, and that we are continuing to hammer in, buying in the importance of rebounding the basketball. Being tough, being gritty means getting paint twos. I would love to establish in the paint and then kick out for threes. I mean, we've got Maya Perry who wouldn't want to do that. But ultimately, defense and rebounding are going to travel with us, and that's what we're going to have to continue to get better with. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Y'all get home safe and stay warm.
Please.
The weather. Who did this for me? That's the extra step.